right, fellas. What's up with the Barbershop Talk? All right.
Hold on.
Right, you the right.
I dropped $100. Who got it?
Hey, so we know we got a rich history of just being in spaces like this.
Right.
When you get everybody together, just having just candid conversations about life. And so we're here just to talk today, man. Talk a little bit about everything. Mental illness, healthcare, COVID, what it means to be a father, what it means to be a community leader. Let's talk a little bit about what's on our mind today, man. So I'm here representing North O, young kid from North O, born and raised. I don't know if everybody know about the Hilltop Projects. I know you know about Hilltop Projects, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah. Coming from Hilltop, a certain type of cat come from Hilltop, right? But no, it's just always good to be in the presence of brothers, man. And we got a lot of heavy stuff. Life hasn't always been easy for many of us in this room, man. But we figure out how to make a way out of no way. So just want to have a conversation about that. How you feeling, man?
It's beautiful. It's Monday.
Right.
Monday.
It's early.
Monday in the barbershop. We special, man. We get Monday in the barbershop.
We make it. Going down.
Right. We got some
came through the back door.
Right.
We done came through the back door. In all seriousness, I think, man, for me, for real, man, outside of my family for sure, but laughter, man, that's my thing.
Man.
That's my thing. That goes hand in hand with, health. You know what I mean? Every day, man. Especially being a comedian touring all over the country, making strangers laugh. Yeah. And but we been there. We done walked through the door at a comedy event. Like, man, I need this, man. And then after it's all said and done, you just like, you know what I mean? It's a good feeling, man. No matter what you're dealing with when you walk through the door, man. If you can make people laugh, and they come up to you, slap fives, give you a hug, like, hey, man, I've been dealing with some things today, or, oh, man, I remember something like that. It happened to me when I was a kid, because I'm an 80s baby, man,
80s.
So we seen a lot being the 80s baby, man, but laughter, man, when you wake up, man, just having those words of affirmations, man, telling yourself, today gonna be that day.
There you go.
And expecting miracles every day, man, that's my thing.
I think that ties into a little what you're saying, mental health. I mean, this was 2021, I lost my mother. 2020, I had COVID. And a lot of people don't realize, people who have COVID, you're sitting in that basement.
Oh, man.
And you're watching the news, and you don't know what on that spectrum where you're going to fall. Yeah, right. Am I going to be the one in the hospital? And that plays a toll on your brain.
You ain't lying.
As you sit there and by yourself, you feel like you do got a plague, no one can touch you, you can't go nowhere. And so I think mental health, especially in black men like ourselves, we just take it and we just keep going. Right. And, we put our pants on, dress up, look good, look fly, and then no one knows there's nothing wrong. There's something wrong with you. And I mean, I think there needs to be more avenue. And I don't have the perfect answer to that. Yeah. Just know that that's what I was dealing with for the last 2 years. And that's a rough patch.
I think a big part of that is, like, we got to figure out how do we create safe spaces to have those conversations, right? And so much of that is based off of trust, Like, how often do we get a chance to be vulnerable without feeling like somebody's going to stab us in the back, right? And so, again, if you really think about the core community and being tight, it really comes from, I know you got mine and I got yours, right? Sure. And so I think, especially now with social media and some of these other things, the idea or the ability to have a face-to-face conversation, people just start ranting off stuff, and we don't get a chance to have those conversations, man. Like, and build that trust. So yeah, it's been, this past year has been crazy in terms of just the isolation. Quite frankly, the loneliness that comes along with a lot of this stuff, man. We see so many people, and we're fortunate for so many folks that call Charles Drew home, right? We got almost 15,000 patients, man, across all of our sites. And so you sit and you think about all the things that's going on from a physical health and mental health standpoint. We have a lot of people out there that need support. Yeah. And in many cases just don't know what questions to ask, right? And that's where I think the community has to come in, because many of us are experts in everything that we do, being able to help bridge those gaps, right?
Let me jump in, man, because you touched on something good. First, I think it's a good thing that we normalize having these conversations. Yeah. I mean, normalize talking about things that are important to us, our community, to our family, laugh together with us. So we need to heal from a lot of things. And, and then we started talking about mental behavioral health. I heard somebody describe, I think it was, it might have even been an NFL quarterback sort of make the analogy that when we want to get in shape, we go to the gym and work out. We want to, our body's in shape. When we want to work on our spirituality, we go to church, right? But when we want to improve the conditioning and the health of our mental health, what if we don't do anything, right? So what are the things we can do to enhance our mental conditioning, like we do with our bodies and our faith? And that's a good thing that we can sort of work on normalizing our faith. So whether it's meditation, whether it's reading, whether it's getting away from these kids, whether it's whatever you do to strengthen and just condition your mind and find your peace, we need to be okay with that. We have to do it more intentionally.
You're right. I think we also got to address the fact that we're in a society that oppression has run us away from mental health. Yeah. When we were kids, we have a problem. They look at us like we the bad kids or we the problems. They don't send us to the counselor. Actually, today, if you look at the schools, they barely use their counselor. Actually, it's only 1% of the counselors that actually get a child referred to them in OPS right now. 1%. 1%. And so we're talking about little black kids who are going through a whole lot in their community, but they're not getting any of the social services that they need to really deal with those things. So that travels with you. Yeah, absolutely. When you get older, it just sounds weird to go to a counselor. It sounds weird to go to someone because you've never been there. Never been there. Nobody ever took the time. You go to PAC room, you get suspended. You go to administrator. No, so you better off talking to your probation officer about your problems than you is about talking to a counselor because you don't have that experience.
Yeah, we just recently had a conversation with our young mentees and our mentors just about mental health. We actually had Larry Duncan from Charlottesville come in and talk to them. Basically ask them questions like, hey, what are you seeing? What are you feeling? Those kids had some really good questions. Just bringing up stuff like, hey, what do I do if someone tells me they want to kill themselves? What do I do? So I thought it was huge that they brought that up. So we're just trying to create safe spaces for our youth to be able to talk about that stuff. Right. Because they're dealing with stuff every single day.
Straight up. I think that's really important too, to catch them early, man. Not for real, because where I grew up at, man, they wasn't cleaning no gutters out, man. It was what it was. You just got it. Just to go outside, you had to be tough. Just to go outside, and play, you had to be tough. Man, quit crying, man. Quit crying, So, but my wife owns a child care facility, 2 of them, Maximum Heights Academy, and we brought Officer Philip Hodges, for career day. And, bro, one of the kids was screaming bloody murder when he saw the police officer, bro. I'm talking about, man, terrified of him, man. And, some people, like, they was confused, and I was like, probably when you see police officers, it ain't never no good, around his house, you know what I mean? But, man, when I say he was scared, man, of some people, a person who's supposed to protect him, I remember growing up in Redmond, right? The police used to come through, give out stickers, fire hydrant, the firemen come through, bust the fire hydrant open, man, they got the quarter bombs. Man, and we got to hold the officers accountable too, man, if we want to get into that type of conversation, because I can't remember last time I seen the officer hand out a sticker, man.
That's true.
Not straight up, man. When the last time an officer got behind you and you was, ooh, wait, shit. Man. You ain't even done nothing. I'm terrified. And it shouldn't, but that's the mindset. That's the mindset, especially growing up over north, man, down north, man. It was tough. And I think it do start at spots like this, like the barbershop. I was a barber for 10 years, And so I that's where they come to vent and talk to you, man. That's where they come to talk to
y'all become de facto therapists, man.
No, seriously,
they got degrees in therapy.
No, for real, man. This is where it's at, man. Yeah. So this is where it starts right here.
But I think something we do a lot is, I think it's easier to talk about kids. Like, it's easier to kind of deflect, like, the mental health conversation away from ourselves as adults and say, like, at least we can protect these kids. But we're not necessarily modeling a lot of those behaviors that we're hoping kids will pick up on. And so we're giving them good advice. And that goes back to not just mental health, but medical health care. Like, my parents always took me to the doctor, but I did not see them go to the doctor. You know what I mean? They tried to kind of deflect from their personal experience with all of these systems because they knew it was important. For me, they wanted to protect me, but they weren't modeling those things. And we know behavior is about modeling, especially when we talk about kids in a parent home. So I think we can't shy away from the fact, like, yes, it's important to get youth at a young age and to talk to them about mental health, medical care, but they're going to do what they see. And I don't know if enough of us are modeling, you know what I'm saying, like what we want. And I think there's an opportunity for us to talk about, like, what's the barrier to making those real connections? Like, what's the barrier? And also, like, it's great. It's cathartic to be in the presence of Black men and to have those important conversations. I know when I go to my barbershop every week, like, I already know I'm gonna argue. Like, I'm already set up. Like, I know it's going down. Something happened in the news today. Like, I know we finna do this. Like, and I'm prepared. Like, I bring all my, points prepared. But like, it's like, like I'm very ready. Like, okay, let me make sure, cause I'm scrolling through my phone like, nah, cause I got proof. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got proof. That my point is correct. But and it's cathartic to have those conversations, but are we having them in a way that actually moves us forward? You know what I mean? Like, I think a lot of the times, like, yeah, I got that off. I got my point off, but like, what's moving us together in a way that helps us heal that? And I think oftentimes we miss those professional opportunities where people are trained, to guide your mind in a real way. And I don't know if we all are always inviting those people into those rooms. So I think safe space is one part of that. And then we also need that real, like, professional help that takes us into, that space of healing. And I think we often miss that because of the mistrust in community and a valid mistrust. Black people have been violated in real ways from medical communities. And I think the pandemic was a real eye-opener to say that, like, a mandate isn't going to cut it for Black people because we've been told what to do enough and we don't necessarily believe in that route, anymore. So, like, I think that's the opportunity for us to kind of talk about, like, what are we missing as far as, like, that connection that leads us into a better place.